Hello, 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 everybody. I'm just grabbing my tea. Okay. I hope you guys are all having a great week so far. It's hump week, Wednesday, middle of the week. Hello, David. How are you? All right. So, carrying right along with our Wicked Watts Wednesdays, we are discussing Christopher Watts and the Weld County Case files. There were text messages that had happened between Nicole Kessinger and um, Nikki Charlotte, which was one of her friends. I'm just pulling up my other device so I can get into the chat with you guys here. Sorry. Okay. So these are kind of important text messages, you guys, for those of you that maybe haven't seen all this information. This is quite telling of the type of person that Nicole Kessinger is. And yes, I'm happy to have you here, David Harding. Hopefully I said that okay. First time, I love it that you commented. That's awesome. I'm so happy that you're comfortable enough to say hello. Where are you joining us from is my only question before we dive into these text messages. So, and as you will notice, folks, right at the top of the page here, you can see that these messages happened on the 12th of August, 2018. As we who have followed this case know, the actual crime occurred August 13th, 2018. Hey, Heather, how are you? So happy to see you, hon. So it looks as though, and this gets more sparse as we go through this information, folks, where the dots turn into very few words and you're pretty much left to guess what that conversation may have been, which is unfortunate. So here we are at about 3:15, and this does bounce around a little bit. As you can see, the 3:15 was one of this comment here. Nice. That sounds like a good time. I haven't seen an IMAX in a while, but of course, with all these dots and stuff, it's definitely spaced out here. So they're using military time. So 14:58 is basically almost 3 o'clock. And here starts a conversation where the words are all together. I think he really likes me. I believe that's Nicole Kessinger, of course, speaking with her friend Nikki Charlotte, stating that it's the best sex she's ever had and that she's hooked. Let me see if I can enlarge this for you, y'all there. That helps a little bit. Let's see here. I want to jump right down to the bottom to see. So of course it's ass backwards yet again, right, folks? Hello, Vincina. Hello, Yvette. So happy to see everybody. Thank you for joining. So as I jump to the bottom, folks, I can see that this is more the beginning of the conversation versus the first page being the ass end of the conversation. So let me just try to help sort this out a little bit as we go. So 10:50, of course, 11 o'clock in the afternoonish, I call that, right? Been hanging out with a guy recently, keeping it a secret. Dude loves to interact sexually, basically. Never met a man who does till now, blah, blah, blah. That's just a highlighted version of the exact same thing that I just read. A little bit of dirty talk stuff, not really important, but it gets important, folks. We all know the reason that these two were basically together. It was no secret. Historical HLR attempts access denied, postponed. So this is what I mean about it getting more spaced out, where you're sort of left to guess. But there are conversations in these text messages in regards to the kids. And keep in mind that this is literally the day before everything went down. Sean never turned up. Yeah, it was basically just dirty talk between two people about what their partners were and were not doing. So, as you all can see as well, because it's large enough for you to read it too. The only reason that we're going at it backwards is because the last page is the first, for crying out loud. As we get further into the afternoon, though, the conversation Vincina, you're so cute. So here's a conversation piece at basically 20 after 11, the day before the crime, where Nicole is stating to her friend Charlotte that she feels like every dude that she meets has kids these days, and if they don't, they have some sort of commitment issues or some BS like Sean did, which is her ex. Hey, Billy, so happy to see you. We already had some inkling that she didn't like kids and that her heartfelt why on her interviews didn't sound very authentic, nor did she really feel or act like she genuinely cared. Message content. They have the Dead Sea Scrolls at the museum, but it's sold out. Hey, Alice, how are you, ton? So messages like this at about 1:45 in the afternoon, where it's just a bunch of dots and X's and Q's, ats, and all this jazz, really makes you wonder what was there at one point. Yeah, we basically just started. This is the text messages between Nicole Kessinger and Nicole Charlotte, which was her friend. Basically stating that the family is a package deal. I don't know if anybody else is feeling frustrated looking at this, but it sure would have been nice to have all the text message here and really know what the hell was being said. This is what I mean about the whole guessing about it. My neck and back, you guys are just killing me. Another Nicole. This was the friend of Nicole's, actually. Vincina. I mean, these have very, very clearly been altered, as y'all can see too. The fact that he takes care of his kids is a good thing, I think. I wonder what's with the I think on that. Yeah, I think she goes by the name Charlotte, but her name is, well, yeah, I guess more the name on the file here. Nikki Charlotte text. It's probably like Nicole Kessinger in Charlotte's text. So she's saying he's all about his kids, and her friend is asking, like, oh, so how old are they? And all of the response is just completely blipped out here. Like, why? What did they need to hide in order to blip this out like that? Hours. Were they planning the fact that they knew that Shanann was coming home, maybe? Sure looks like an hour thing here, based on the fact that Shanann arrived home at 1:45 in the morning on August 13th. What are you studying, Alice? You just got a reminder to tune into the channel? Right on. That's awesome. Thank you, YouTube. You can very much tell that this is altered, you know? That you can tell because the letters aren't the same as the rest of the type text. Here she says, I just feel like I will always be second place. He's gonna be there. He's been there, done that kind of thing. It's early though, we will see. He is very kind to me though, she says. Fixing to start EMT school, right on. Very happy for you. Let's remember that, like, based off of her own words, she says that they started talking earlier this year, right? So she's already moving into the fact that she's going to be second choice to a man who's married with a family. Like, what did she think she was going to be? You're nervous? Well, if it's something that's a passion for you and it's something you really want to do, you'll get her done. I have faith in you, darling. You want to go back to high school then? Second is not bad, it's better. Mang. It's after the first fuck up a person learns what they really want in a human being. Honestly. Anybody else find that their conversations are a little bit weird? NK is very unrealistic, Vincina. I completely agree. And I said it before that, like, when she found out that he was married with kids, that should have been her right there, hands off, no go zone type situation. Instead, she started Googling Shanann Watts and wedding dresses and seeing if she could be the next biggest crime victim person who dated someone who's a murderer. Like, jeez. God damn. I can't even believe that she allowed for all of what happened to happen. She could have stopped it at any point and she chose to continue it on. And I believe she planned heinous things with him and we just don't know anything about it. It's not something we're ever going to be privy on if it is even known at all. Don't tell nobody. I haven't made up my mind on him yet. Ay, ay, ay. Like, he seems too good to be true. And then right away critiques him. He's kind of short, as you can see right here, but he's jacked. And then it just goes into his nationality and how amazing in bed he is, and blah, blah, blah. Not that any of that is important, in my opinion. What do y'all think about these things? I find it telling that it bothers her in a sense that he has kids and that everybody she meets these days seems to have kids and she doesn't seem to like that. Yet she thought she'd just take over Shanann Watts's place. Like, I'm so confused sometimes. all of the ladies' birthdays are, of course, really sad, Yvette. I totally agree. I sincerely hope they're at least resting in peace. It's, in all honesty, especially around the holidays, it's super hard to deal with, yet none of us can seem to let it go and forget about it. Here's the message I speak of. Yeah, she certainly wasn't really thinking about anybody else but herself, right? Even knowing that he had kids. Oh, my neck and back, you guys. I'm having tea. I have orange pico tea and ice water. I don't know what everybody else is drinking. And quick update on the online store for those of you that had mentioned you were interested in more comfy clothes and children's items. I've added some new stuff to the online store called We Love Sassy Classy. So if you're looking for some last minute Christmas gift ideas, it's a really great place to pick up some items that you would like for yourself, and a small percentage comes to me for the support. If you're new to my channel, folks, I'd love to see you subscribe. We have a lot of interactive conversations, and you guys are what makes all of this amazing and possible. So I would love to have the more the merrier kind of thing, where everybody joins in and tell your friends and family about it. And if you're enjoying the conversation here tonight, please hit that like button. It gives me a nice form of online support that doesn't cost you a thing. Of course, you don't really get anything out of it other than the satisfaction of my thankful, gracious thanks to you for it. I am so happy you ordered. I did see that, Alice. I'm so excited for you to get your merch. And thank you for your order. Yes, she would have been 6, Vincina. It is such a sad situation, folks. Shanann's birthday is right around the corner in January. And then I think CeCe is in March, is it? I think if you hit the @ sign, if you're on a PC, it'll highlight the name for you. All right, so let's go back to the Weld County case files here. Let's see what's in our next. Oh, my back. Stupid computer sometimes, seriously. All right, so that was 35 that we just opened with Nicole and Charlotte's texts. Oh, here's the phone call with Mark Jamison. And for those of you that don't remember who that is, it is Christopher Watts's childhood friend. It would be awesome and appreciated if people wanted to throw up the like sign.
Hello? I can speak to Mark, please. This is him. Hi, Mark. My name is Matt Salem. I'm an agent with the Colorado Bureau of Investigation. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, sir. How about yourself? Doing good, thanks. Hey, the reason I'm calling is we're doing some follow-up on the Watts case, and it's my understanding that you are a friend of theirs. Is that correct? Yes, I am. Okay. Would you have a couple minutes to speak to me about it? Yes. Okay. First of all, let me just get some identifying information from you. What is your last name?
We do know it, but it's like whatever. We don't need to share that. If I can get to the volume and shut her off before personal information gets shared, I do. There has been a couple of moments where I've missed it, and I'm sure that people who have been involved in this case have long since changed their information and stuff to avoid media and whatnot.
My address?
Was it July? I couldn't remember. I'm not gonna lie, Yvette. Thank you for that, Vincina too. Sorry, guys. Got a lot going on. It's hard to remember every detail. I appreciate all y'all. See, this is what I mean. We pool together, all the minds come to the table, and everybody brings some things of value, right?
So how did you know Shanann and Chris? Me and Chris have been best friends for almost 25, 30 years. So I've been in and out of their lives quite a bit over the years. I've met Shanann on multiple occasions. I've met their daughters multiple occasions, and me and Chris would stay in contact via phone call or text message, or if we'd go see each other. Okay. So were you friends with Chris before he met Shanann? Yes, I was. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess for 25 years you would be, huh? Yeah. You guys grew up together then? We did. Okay. So did you live in North Carolina then? Yes. Okay. What took you out? I believe when, I'm in the Navy, so I got stationed out here. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. When's the last time you talked to Chris? I talked to him, I think it was Tuesday before that Wednesday he had confessed. And it was just through a text message. Okay. But that was the last time I had contacted him. Did you initiate that, or did he? I initiated it. Okay. And was there like a back and forth conversation, or how did that go? No, it was just me basically saying, I hope he's okay. I hope the family's okay. That I knew he was busy and he's probably got a lot going on. And that if he needed to speak to me or if he needed anyone to talk to, he could let me know. And then he just reached back and said, thanks, man. And yeah, he's been busy. Right. And that was it. Okay. So before that, when's the last time you had a conversation with him? Before that, right off the top of my head, it was also a text message, and it was about, I want to say, a week and a half before this incident happened. Again, it was just through text message. And I was basically telling him, like, hey, man, reach out to me, like, talk to me. And he would text me back, but he never called me, and we never saw each other. Okay. Yeah. Was that unusual? No, I just knew he was busy. I just knew he had a lot of things going on. Just because the things that were going on with the family at the time, I could tell, like, he was busy. And I knew. I didn't press him. I didn't put any pressure on him. I just letting him know I'm here to talk if you need to talk. And, okay. Yeah. And he said he would. He just didn't reach out. Okay. And just for my clarification, this is the text message before they went missing? Yes. Okay. Yes. So what kind of family things were going on? I just knew that Shanann and his mom, Cindy, were fighting again. because Cindy had called me and told me that they had started fighting again, and I kind of was a little upset with Chris because I text Chris and just let him know, like, hey man, this has got to stop. Like, I'm tired of hearing this. And he reached back to me and said he understood, he knew what was going on, and he kind of clued me in on him and Shanann are going to separate and get a divorce. And then that's when I told him, like, well, I'm here if you need to talk, man. And he said he would reach out to me some more, but he never really did after that.
Okay. Yeah. What were Shanann and Cindy fighting about?
She said that, and this is coming from Cindy, that CeCe had a food allergy to chocolate, and I guess CeCe ate a whole bowl of Hershey Kisses, and Shanann came into the living room and was just yelling at Cindy and, telling her she's trying to kill her baby or something like that because of the food allergy. And Cindy had no idea, and she claimed she had no idea about it. And they had this huge argument, and she ended up kicking Shanann out of the house, telling her to leave. And then shortly after that, Cindy called me crying and afraid because she was afraid she had just lost Chris, that Shanann was gonna turn Chris against her, like what has happened in the past. And
okay.
So she had called me crying and just letting me know, and that's when I just text Chris, like, hey man, like, what's going on, dude? And yeah.
Okay. Well, you said that in the past Shanann's turned Chris against Cindy. What can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so right around the time when they were engaged, I believe, Chris and Shanann were engaged, this huge fight between Cindy, Jamie, and Shanann was taking place, and they all felt like Shanann was trying to turn Chris against the family, and for a little bit there, Chris was on Shanann's side, not really defending his family. But I guess over the course of a year or two, they ended up patching things up, and they finally made amends, and they had back to a talking relationship again. And then this happened, and so we're basically going back to square one.
Gotcha. And so, could you tell was Chris taking Shanann's side again in the fight about the food allergy thing?
Yeah. So Cindy did say that Chris initially was on Shanann's side, like he was upset with his family, but then out of nowhere, Cindy did text me or call me again and say that Chris has decided to separate from Shanann. Okay. And then all of a sudden, like, it was Chris, he was even telling me during the text messages that he had seen the true side of Shanann and that he is done. He doesn't want to be with her anymore. And so we're like, okay. And I was like, hey man, I'm here if you want to talk. I understand this is going to be a big process. So just let me know, man. And he said he would, but he never reached out.
Okay. Do you know what he meant by that when he said he saw the true side of Shanann?
I didn't ask because I didn't feel like it was my position to dig, but I had assumed that he had seen, because for years his family has always assumed that Shanann has been pretty shady, and I never really saw it, but they all had reason to believe that she was very, very, there was something about her, and Chris said he had finally seen whatever his family had seen. He had finally seen that side of her, and yeah.
Do you know what it was that the family was seeing in her?
She was just, this is what they were telling me, is that she was very shady. She had a dark past, like, I don't know, like sleeping with her old boss, and even while she was seeing Chris, and money issues with her boss. She was just very conniving, and that was what they were telling me. Now, when I saw Shanann, I didn't see any of that. Like, she was always very pleasant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you never had any issues with Shanann?
No, I mean, I never saw that side. I didn't really trust her just because of a lot of things that were being said.
Right.
Yeah, but I never actually physically saw anything.
Okay. excited to find another one. So he never really gave specifics about what he saw or the reason he was wanting to separate.
He did not. I was basically letting him know about the conversation that I had with his mother, just cluing him in on what his mom was saying about Shanann, and he was not really confirming it, but confirming it that I've seen that part of Shanann, but he never said exactly what he saw. He just said, I've seen that side of her, I've seen the true side of her, and I'm done.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
In your conversations with Chris recently, have you noticed any change in him?
No, just in his eyes, I could tell he looked stressed. He looked wore out. But he's always been Chris. He's never been anything but that. Like, no signs of dark side to him or anything. Chris has always been a nice guy. Always been a good guy. He's been a great friend. Even when I saw him in San Diego, Chris was still Chris. Like, he was your average, typical Chris.
Yeah. How long ago was that?
I believe that was in June. Or no, not June, excuse me, July. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they came down for a trip, for a company trip. And
okay.
They only stayed for like a weekend, but I went down to see him one day.
Okay. Are you pretty close to San Diego?
I am.
Okay. I've never heard 29
about it's in the middle of the desert and it sucks, but
oh, really?
I'm about 3 hours. Yeah, I'm about 3 hours from San Diego.
Oh, okay. So you're in the Navy in the middle of a desert?
Yeah, I'm a Navy corpsman, so we're stationed with the Marine Corps.
Oh, okay.
Anytime we do their medical, so we have to. So we have to we do their medical for them. But so anytime wherever the Marines go, we go. And they give me orders out here to the desert.
Okay. So what was your opinion of Shanann then?
Initially, I liked her. I remember when Chris first met her, he was so excited about it, and I was excited for him. But over the years, like I said, the family had really, Chris's family had really had an issue with her, and she had an equal issue with his family, and it's just kind of, I started to get the uneasy feeling that they were getting. But again, like, I never really saw anything that they were seeing, because I think they were more close to her than I was. I was just Chris's friend, and they're the family. They're on that constant form of contact. But for me, every time I was there, I went to their house, or they would come see me, or we would text or talk. Like, they were always good. They always seemed fine. And Shanann never really exhibited anything that they were claiming, but there was always, after a while, there was that uneasy feeling about her, like something has to be there if everyone's got such a problem with it.
Okay, but you never saw anything yourself?
But I never actually saw it.
Okay. Did Chris ever tell you about any of those things that he also saw in her that her family was talking about?
He did not.
Okay.
And again, I didn't press, because I didn't want to dig into his personal life.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And obviously you liked Chris because you were friends with him for 25 years, but what can you tell me about him?
Chris, he has always been a quiet guy. He only opens up to the people that he's comfortable with. He's the type of guy that would do anything for you. He's bent over backwards for you, and he's been there for me multiple times when I'm through issues with relationships or whatever. Like, Chris is, he's been a brother to me, big time, and I still love him as a brother. Like, this all comes as a shock, but still, like, Chris is a good guy, and the way the media is painting him out to be, that's not Chris at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And he loved his daughters very, very much.
Do you ever know him to have a temper?
I have never seen a mean side to Chris ever.
Okay.
He's much like his mother. His mother's very kind-hearted and sweethearted, and Chris is relatively the same way.
obviously he would come to you and talk to you when he was having issues in his life. What other ways did he have, do you know, that to deal with conflict or issues in his life?
For these past couple years, him and I haven't really talked much. I would say like the past 3 or 4 years. But if he was truly going through something serious, he definitely would have reached out to me. But I know he also had support wherever he was in Colorado. There was also his friend base that he had in Colorado that I'm sure he probably reached out to them more than he did with me. But yeah, I mean, but ultimately his whole, to my understanding, his whole routine was basically just go to work and take care of the girls.
Okay. Do you know who his friends are here in Colorado?
I do not.
Okay.
I've never met any of them.
Okay. How about any other friends of his that you know of that we could talk to?
Off the top of my head, I honestly don't know.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of the people he knew, Shanann had known.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I said that a lot of the people that Chris knew, Shanann knew. They were Shanann's friends.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else that you think we should know about either Chris or Shanann or their relationship or the girls or anything else?
Not that I can think of.
Any questions that I haven't asked that you think we should be asking, or anybody else that you think we should be talking to?
I'm sure you guys have already reached out to his family or his sister. And
yeah, we're in.
Okay. Then yeah, I think that would pretty much cover it, unless you guys could track down whoever his friends were in Colorado.
Okay.
Like the friends of their families.
Right.
I don't know who they were friends with, but
okay. All right. Well, if you got like a pen and paper, I'll give you my contact information in case something comes to mind.
Okay, go ahead.
My name is Matt Saylor, Sailor.
Okay.
Just like the Navy.
Right on.
And I'm an agent with the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, CBI.
Do you have a phone number or anything?
Yep, 303.
Like the sailor. That's pretty cute. Officer.
So if any other information comes to mind, you know, something you think we should know, something you forgot about, or other people you think we should be talking about, feel free to reach out to me and give me a call. We'd like to have as much information as possible, so anybody that we can talk to would be good.
Absolutely. I do have a question for you, and without you, I guess, divulging anything that you can, am I expected to be appearing in court or anything, just because I have to let my chain of command know that they're already tracking about this issue, and I just have to let them know if I'm going to be making an appearance?
I wouldn't anticipate that. Obviously, those decisions were made by the district attorney, but and I can't say what evidence they're going to use, what witnesses they're going to use, but it's not like you have any. I mean, it's all important information, but it's not,
Yeah, like, is it going to make them innocent? Is it going to make them guilty?
So, I mean, you'll go into my report as a witness just because I talked to you, but I wouldn't anticipate you having to be called for trial.
Okay.
But I can hold out, obviously, so.
Right.
Any other questions I can answer or try to?
That's it.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate your time. Appreciate you talking to me today.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Yeah. All right. You too.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Okay, so I guess for those that are watching here, you can see that I've gone into the next case file from Weld County. Why is there, I'm so confused as to why there is something about a Damien Michael Ferns. The fact that his probation was revoked on August 24th, 2017. What the heck is this? Why do we even have any of this information? This is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of shit that it's pretty freaking obvious that we're not even getting anything pertinent to the case. We're getting a bunch of jumbled up butt fuck nothing information about what? Really? I don't know. I can't figure it out. Can y'all figure this out? Does anybody have any guesses as to why we have this information? Like, for real. What the hell? Anybody? Gillett Police Department for this Damien Michael Ferns person who was arrested, it looks like in Rockpile, Wyoming? Gillett, Wyoming? Rockpile, Gillett. Rockpile might be the road. Jeez. Anybody else help me with this info? I'm not even gonna lie, like, I don't know why we would get this in here. Billy, what are you laughing at me for? I'm like so serious. This information is from like 2011, 2010, 2012. This has nothing to fucking do with the Christopher Watts case. Yet it's in the Weld County files for Christopher Watts's case. I hope that this shows you guys like just how much it doesn't matter that the public requests public information. It's really out of our control as to what the hell we're even going to get to look at. Seriously, you guys can see these dates just like me, right? Do I need to enlarge it a little bit more? Not related at all. Am I not right? I can't believe that you guys are witnessing it with me firsthand. We opened up this file together straight from the Weld County files. The Weld County case in Christopher Watts's case didn't even occur until 2018. So why we're getting any information on this, the city of Gillett in the state of Wyoming for this person, Damien Ferns, is nothing to do. It's related somewhat, Rhonda. How so? I'm so curious. Oh, maybe this is the person who did the tattoos on Christopher? Or no, these are just scars, marks, and tattoos that are on this person. Unbelievable. Just sucks to get a bunch of garbage when you actually think that you're getting things to the case that you can help look through stuff and try to figure out what's happened, only to get a bunch of crap that probably has nothing to do with it. But Rhonda, if you have some insight as to why these are in here, I would seriously love to hear it, girl. You're friends with Trent Bolt. Well, what does that have to do with this piece of information that we just opened from Weld County? You know what I think? I think it was switched out for information that was in here, and they had to replace the file with something, and they put in a nothing, probably not necessarily anticipating anybody's going to go through these files one by one online to show everybody else what the hell we got. Do you have any other information? Here happens to be the audio with Trent. But we all know that that was a bunch of lies. The guy was couch surfing and had no money, nowhere to go. Therefore, he sold a false story to the media in order to acquire money and made it sound like he had something to do with someone who was already in the media, right? Hey, Mark, how are you? Yeah, I believe that the entire Trent Bolt story was completely discredited. Therefore, we can't base anything off of that. So, are we led to believe then that, like, is what you're trying to say that this person, Damian Michael Ferns or whatever, is Trent Bolt or what? Who knows? Interesting. Hey, look, I'm a street light. Seriously. Same thing 3 frickin' times. Made you laugh. Yes, you're pretty good at that.
But I'm in the process of getting full-time in Colorado.
Okay, so right now you're in Wyoming, though. Is that right?
Yeah, but yes, I should be back I'll be back tomorrow for sure.
Okay, you'll be back in Colorado tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Can I give you...
Well, maybe.
So Johnny, or who took Johnny, you said?
Yeah, that's the name of the documentary. And it's about a paper boy that was 12 or 13 in Des Moines, Iowa, and he got taken, and there was one witness that said that he had saw Johnny because it was like a small neighborhood, and he was a paper boy, but there was one witness that said he had saw Johnny talking to some man in his car, and the man looked angry or whatever. But
So whose idea was it to watch this movie?
I think it was mine. I know I asked him if he liked documentaries. He said yeah, but I don't remember. I remember bringing up documentaries, but I don't know if I actually chose that or he said let's watch this.
Okay.
But yeah.
Any sex that night? Any conversation?
There was oral sex before
both like went on each other?
No, just he received it.
Okay.
But yeah, we watched that documentary, and it's, it has all its theories about how Johnny was pushed so much that back then they would say, oh, the kids are runaway, but I guess she made it to where it's cops have to do something within the first time of kids missing, and that's what made it. That's what made that law go into effect, because back in the day, a lot of them would just say, well, if you didn't know he ran away, we can't do anything.
Any weirdness from him when you're watching the movie? Did he make any comments? Tell me about that.
He got really shaky, and he said, I couldn't imagine anyone doing that to me or a loved one, or God forbid, my girls. And I said, do you want me to turn it off? And he said, no, and I'm on anti-anxiety medicine. He said, I don't know, it just, it just set me off and put a bad taste in my mouth. And he had asked me for Xanax. I said, no, I'm a nurse. I'm not risking my license. If you need that, you go get it. And I remember, from a doctor. And I remember he got kind of shitty with me about it. And then he apologized. And then...
So he didn't say he was on anxiety medicine? He just knew that you were? Is that right? So he wasn't?
I don't think so.
Okay, I thought you said that, so I was just...
Yeah, I got that too. And so let's be clear, he didn't say, I have anxiety. You're telling us that you were on anxiety medicine?
Yeah, he just said that documentary put a bad taste in his mouth and gave him anxiety.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah, and he had seen me take them before or something, and he asked what they were. And I said, I have generalized anxiety disorder and PTSD. So, yeah, and then after he got kind of shitty, because he's like I would tell anyone. And, after that, he apologized, and then oral sex took place, and then he left.
What happened next?
I don't think we talked the whole month of October.
Why do you think that was?
Or we talked, but it was very short. And
This is all through text now, right? Because he doesn't have the app.
yeah.
Okay.
Never in person. Never in person.
Not for October.
Okay.
What about phone calls? No? Is it all done through text?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that the only time he had ever called me on the phone was when I was taking a long time. I was inside one of TJ's, and he was parked out. He wasn't in the parking lot, he was parked out on the street. So he had called me, and it rang like twice, and then I was walking out there. But I think he sent me a couple messages in October, and I think it was because that's when I met the guy I'm with now, and we weren't together or anything, but we were just spending time together. We were, at that time we were just friends. So I think I just kind of avoided the situation. Just thought I found something a little better, because with Chris it was always, everything seemed to be kind of just about sex almost.
So did he tell you what his name?
I don't know. I can't really listen to all that, because I know that like Gigi says, nothing's been verified, and everything, or Alice, sorry, nothing has ever been able to be proven from this person. So, and from what we know, it's been disproven. There's been things that have been found out to be completely untrue. Skip over that. Okay, I wonder what's in this one. I don't know how much longer we're gonna go on for this evening, but I want to see what's in this file before we finish up. So we could go over these messages next week on Wednesday if you guys would like. I just want to open one and see what it is. Where are we in this here? In the mess of crap that we've been given. So frustrating. I guess y'all couldn't really see that very well, eh? Sorry, folks. I'll enlarge it. This is NK. Of course it is. I remembered more stuff about fucking nothing. But I remember what I ate on Friday night, and I remember where I was on Tuesday. Oh yeah, I remember where I was in like September. For fuck's sakes. Can't get anything out of that fucking woman. Seriously. Took today off. Not really sure how to deal with my coworkers. You know, I seem to remember her bitching about the fact that she had finally gotten a really good job and she was finally making good money, and then all of this kind of happened. I honestly really hope she's taken a hard look at herself in the fucking mirror to realize how much involvement she had herself in getting herself all fucked up in the whole situation, right? Because we can see how much she did that she didn't need to do, that she shouldn't have done, that she did anyways. So I wonder if she can see any of that. But whatever. Interesting case, folks. It sucks that we're never going to get the full answers. It sucks that all we have is partial information to go through, even after the Cora applications, even after citing Public Information Act, even after requests to the state the departments of justice and whatnot, we still don't have all the pieces, and that's really unfortunate. You know, not that it's us that really is even going to be held accountable at all ever towards this, but the fact that Christopher Watts went on to national television pleading for his family kind of got the whole fucking world involved, didn't he? Right? I gotta stop swearing so much. I'm sorry, folks. It's just so damn frustrating. God damn. Like, we have to have the half-assed justice in a case that we all fell in love with the people who were the victims. And we're sort of left sitting here guessing as to whether or not, well, from what we can see, it doesn't look like there is full justice. It looks like there's a bunch of missing pieces and holes in this entire situation, purposefully put there in order for us to not put everything together. But Kessinger sure can remember what the hell she did before and after, right? She cannot seem to remember what the hell she did during. Nor did we ever get any of that information. It's frustrating, I'm not going to lie, but you guys know that. I'm kind of wear my heart on my sleeve, and I've never really held back, and I've prided myself on bringing you truthful, thoughtful information. But it's unfortunate when I can see the holes that are there, and it doesn't matter that I've gone through the proper channels and links in order to get the public information, when the public information is bits and pieces of things that are chosen, that some of it almost pretty clearly has nothing to do with the case. So, yeah, it's really, really frustrating. What do y'all think? Well, folks, it's been awesome hanging out together as usual for our Wicked Watts Wednesdays. I have a bunch of new stories that I'll be bringing to you guys, one of which we're going to cover the natural disasters of 2019 on Sunday. So if you all are interested in hanging out and chatting about a different subject for a little while, come and join me Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Time. Let's talk about the 2019 natural disasters that happened around the world. And we'll see each other face to face then. We'll be back again Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time for carrying on with our Wicked Watts Wednesdays. If y'all enjoyed this conversation together and going through the bits and pieces of the file that we have, please hit the like button. I enjoy the form of online support that it gives me. It's TGIS. Thank goodness it's Sherry. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. And if you're new to my channel, well, hey, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see more of you, and I'd love it if you shared your friends and family and all of your social media platforms with the channel. So please spread the word. I appreciate it. So as far as I know, Mark, the 111-minute conversation was after, and it really had nothing to do with nothing other than the fact that they probably were discussing things in regards to this case, right? I mean, a lot of that was deleted and erased and never fully recovered. And because the case was closed so quickly, the entire investigation was halted, which meant any and all legally filed applications had also halted. Any forensic testing that was going on also stopped. I mean, it pretty much came to a screeching halt for reasons we may never understand or fully know, but it makes it look like there was more people involved, and you know, we may never fully get the whole truth, and who knows if we'll ever fully get full justice. So as frustrating as that is, we can at least sort of pull together and dig through what we have been given bits and pieces wise by Weld County, and we can talk about it, right? Nothing illegal against that. That is for sure. And definitely much love to Gigi and all of my viewers. I sincerely appreciate all of y'all coming in and saying a comment or not. I literally could not do this without y'all. So thank you for your online support and love. And hey, if you're looking for any last minute Christmas ideas, don't forget about the online store. Lots of great things have been added, and I continue to add new items each week on every Monday. So if you're somebody who's gone through the store and thought, oh, there's really nothing here for me, I do switch out items that I find there isn't very much interest in. There's not very much viewers that are looking at it, and I'll move things out of the store and new things in. I appreciate any suggestions. So if there's things that you're looking for out in the world and you'd like a good deal on it, please send me a message. I will certainly look for that exact item and try to get it onto the store. I cannot guarantee that I will find it, but if you're looking for something and you can't find it at a good price, let me know. I am the bargain shopping queen. I will try my best to find it. No rock unturned kind of thing. Yes, yes, it was the night before. Yes. Again, though, about literally probably nothing, right? We got bits and pieces to this whole thing. We didn't ever get the full truth, and we still have no idea where Nicole Kessinger was, where Jamie Watts was, where anybody was on Sunday night and Monday morning. Nobody has ever gotten that information yet. Why? Because everything got closed so damn quickly. We have no goddamn answers. I mean, it's just case closed. Christopher Watts is guilty, even though he doesn't even know the proper details of how his girls died. Oh, I guess he's the fully guilty one. He's willing to take all the blame, so we'll just put him behind bars. You know, that's kind of the message that I get. I don't know about all of y'all, but I certainly I feel gypped, you know, like I feel like if we hadn't heard anything about this case on national television by Chris Watts himself, I don't think any of us would be interested in it still to this day. But it is what it is right now, right? It would be nice to know where everybody was Sunday night and Monday morning. That would be really nice to know. When the $1 million question, right, folks? $1 million question. So all y'all, I love y'all. I hope y'all have a really great rest of the night. If you have any other comments, questions, concerns, please fill it into the comment section and I will respond to you there. And like I said, I'll see you guys on Sunday. So I hope you guys all have a great rest of your evening. And we will see you guys again soon for another true story with me, Sherry Weens. Bye for now, folks.